Okay, it is October 22nd, 2025. Man, I always think, did I say 2020? Did I say 2005? You never know what I say. I never know what I say. I just say it. All right, yeah, October 22nd, 2025. It is a Wednesday. Wednesday. Where that comes from? Wednesday. Germany, they call it Mittwoch, I think. Middle of the week. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? So yeah, it's cool out today. It was like 42, maybe 40 it got down to overnight. You look at the airport and it's a little bit higher, but out here, temperature gets kind of low because we're wide open, nothing to absorb that heat. No fields, everything's harvested, and the wind is blowing. It is cool. What is this car? It's about to get T-boned. It's a Mustang. Good thing he was fast enough to turn out. Otherwise, the Golf would have got a hole-in-one, baby. Volkswagen Golf 2001 Silver Slipper. What a story. Man, there's more to it. But anyway, I won't get off on that tangent. Yeah, it's one of those cold days, or it's bites you a little bit. Still got the shorts and flip-flops on, though. I pull my leg up, but, you know, I'm no gymnast. Yeah, the clouds, they're kind of that bluish color. Oh, you can kind of see them back there. Yeah. Cold. All right, so I see after the Amazon Web Services outage, they announced, we're going to cut a bunch of jobs and automate things. Yeah, of course you are. That is where everything is going. Automation. We've got digital IDs that they want to implement. Everything's going to be tokenized. You know, Larry Fink, the BlackRock guy. Fink, what a name. You can't make this up. He's been talking for a long time, actually, about tokenizing everything, making everything more efficient. You're going to have ownership. And you see I see people doing it now. Well, I guess you'll call them influencers, to where they'll buy properties and you can have fractional ownership of it. So, for instance, say you want to own something in Hawaii, but you don't have $5-10 million to buy a beachfront property. I don't even know what it is now. I remember going back to, maybe I did go back to, because, you know, I might actually be from the islands, you know, in a past existence. I could see that. But I went to Kauai in 2003. It's the smallest island. Well, I guess Niihau's pretty small, but anyway, it's the Garden Isle. It's the one furthest to the west, except for Niihau, which is still privately owned, I think, and you can do scuba diving off there at night. And I'm like, man, I'm only going down there with those creatures at night in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. But anyway, I went to Kauai, and I remember at the time they were building condominiums there. In 2003, it was 12 years after Hurricane Iniki hit. And, you know, there was still, you know, they had started rebuilding and things were kind of going back. But on that Hanalei, I think is what they called it, that area was getting developed. And I remember at the time they had like condos that were nice. I mean, in the round, you know, kind of building structures. And they were about, I think, $239,000, right around there. And I thought, holy crap, that's a lot of money. Now they're got to be probably $1.5 million. Who knows? Something ridiculous. But because gas at the time, I remember taking a picture of it. It was $2.39 a gallon for gas. And I thought, you got to be kidding me. Because, you know, you're in the low $1 a gallon back home. It was over double. And I thought, holy crap, the cost of living out here is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But now you look at it, 22 years later, and it's October 22nd, deuce. You look at it now, and man, if you'd invested in that, it would have done pretty well. Oh, the choices you don't make in life and where it leads you. But I could see what would have happened if, actually, a cheap teaching job in Hawaii offered to me, and it was just a matter of, I was ready to get on the plane and go. I don't know, this is back in 2000. I don't even know when it was, 4, 6, somewhere around there. Now I got a job offer on the Big Island and didn't take it. Again, choices. You know, you never know where you're going to end up. Could have been the Big Kahuna, baby. Come on. Oh, yeah. Squirrels everywhere. 3 right there. Oh, man. Franny. There's one over there. Okay. All right. Come on. Get over here and look. Look at that squirrel. Nope. Nothing. Didn't think so. Too cold for the mail. rain, snow, sleet, or hail. But cold, F that. It's not even that cold. But yeah, the island of Hawaii would have been interesting. But here I am. I don't know how I got off on that tangent. Real estate, housing, I don't know. What the frick? I saw a statistic that said, you don't know what it's like being Westwood. I got a lot of distractions. But I saw a statistic that said we have a 50% increase in disability, people with disabilities drawing government money since 2020, since COVID. So we've got 50% more people disabled and drawing government funds since the inception of COVID. What's that tell you? And then we got fewer participants in the workforce. Well, obviously, if you're unhealthy and you're sick, and I don't know if everybody's sick, but I think a lot of it's mental disorders, drug addiction. They can't work because of this or that. Well, I guess that's you don't work and then you get addicted to drugs. I mean, you see some of these places like the West Virginia, Pennsylvania, in that corridor there, man, Kentucky, in that whole area, it's been decimated. There's a big problem. But, you've got people getting government checks and enough to just get by, and they have, they get addicted. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if you're not doing something productive every day, or you have some worth and some value that you need to be somewhere, that you're offering to the world, that you feel like you'd have a sense of self-worth, then it's easy to fall into that rut. I mean, in whatever addiction it may be, it could be depression. I mean, that's you can kind of be addicted to that. It's a self-fulfilling thing. It could be alcohol, it could be, meth. I mean, it could be anything. And you kind of fall in that rut, and that's mind-altering stuff to where, you start getting more and more depressed, and it feeds on itself. And I think a lot of that has happened because we've had such a shift since COVID. I mean, it's a timeline shift, I think. And I really believe that we've got this split. We have these two paths to where people haven't recovered from what used to be normal, and they're thinking it needs to return, otherwise I can't be normal, and so they can't function anymore. And then you've got another path to where I don't care what's normal. I'm going to make my new normal. I'm going to create my own thing. Litecoin Lisa has named her show that, The New Normal. And it's the lovely Litecoin Lisa. Happy birthday yesterday to her. We'll have happy hour Friday on her channel. The link is below. Subscribe and put the notification bell on and see me live with the lovely Litecoin Lisa on Friday. But you're creating a new normal to where we don't even care. And that's me. I'm just like, I don't care. I'm creating my own existence, my own reality, to where I don't want to go back, like Eddie Money says, I want to go back. No. I'm not going to be like the Great Gatsby looking at that green light, chasing after Daisy Buchanan, the green light at the end of the pier across the water, and hearkening back, being a wandering boat, born ceaselessly back into the past. That's not the way to go. I mean, you can have those feelings, those memories, those things, and this is a relationship, between the two of them. He just wants to recreate that. But sometimes you can't go back. Sometimes you can't. Now, you can move forward in a different way and create a different reality. But you can never have what was in the past, repeated exactly the same. And so you let that go. And the problem is, if you're hearkening back to the past incessantly, you'll drive yourself nuts, and you'll look for escape, and you'll just become non-functional instead of looking to, okay, what can I do in the future? Because, for instance, here's an example of me. I used to lift weights in high school. Was successful, won some national championships, 3 in a row, actually, teenage national championships in powerlifting, and was good at it. But by my senior year, I was done. I competed in my last one going into senior year, and I didn't feel like I did that well. I think I ended up getting 4th. Didn't have a good turnout, but I was 17 and some of them were 19, so I was the youngest in the class. And, if I had continued, for the next 2 years, I probably would have done very well. But it got to the point where I was like, I'm done. What else do I need to prove here? I enjoyed it. I did it. It was exciting. I had a good time. It was very fulfilling. It's nice to win and be a competitive, but it has its downside. I mean, bad knees, bad hips, bad shoulders. And, being at the age that I'm at now, I'm thankful that I didn't continue. I'm in pretty good shape. I'm in pretty good health to where I'm not broken down. I'm not beat up. I knew when to quit and change and turn the page on the chapter. Now I can look back at, like those high school athletes. Oh man, I was so good. I should have went to this, blah, blah. High school was so great. Quit living in the past. I mean, yeah, it might have been great, but there are many adventures ahead of you, and embrace those things that are coming. And it doesn't have to be what you know and what you're familiar with, because you weren't familiar with those things until you experienced them. And so there are many things going forward that you have yet to experience. However, if you're not looking forward and really looking right now what's in front of you, and that's going to create what happens in the future, and what are you doing? Be open to those new adventures, because you never know what it's going to be. It may be more glorious than you can ever imagine. And so quit taking that old path and thinking that it was better back then. Make it better now. And I mean, yeah, it's the fear of the unknown and it's unfamiliar, but that's what brings the most excitement and the most joy and makes us, experience that humanity and just all the emotions that make us who we are. That love, that suffering, that pain, that joy. All of those things, that being afraid, and that's what gives you the butterflies in the stomach, because you don't know what's going to happen. It's that excitement, that building. Those are exciting moments. Those are wonderful moments. And so just embrace it and quit living in the past. I got off on this tangent because of, what's happened since COVID, but what happened, that was a big thing. Historically, we're going to look back and we're seeing the numbers come out now. A lot was done and choices were made that determine the future of humanity and the future of individuals based on choices. And you can say some were bad choices, but they're all experiences and they're all lessons, no matter what the choice is. And so you move on and recover from that. You're not going to be here forever. Your soul's going to leave. I mean, we're just inhabiting this avatar body, this flesh suit. And so use it up. Try and keep it functioning as long as possible so that you can experience this world. But don't waste time. It's really what it comes down to. Quit wasting time. Quit looking back. Look what's in front of you right now and enjoy every moment. It's cold out. It's windy out right now, but you know what? I enjoy it. I'm happy that, I can see, I can hear, I can kind of smell. With this sinus stuff, I've been neti potting and still, it's like, geez. But, I'm grateful that, I'm able to get out and drive the car and go where I want to go. I'm grateful that I have a car that runs. And, as much of a beater as it is, it's like, I am thankful. I love it that I turn the key and it starts on a cold day being a diesel. It's not that cold yet. Wait till it's 0 degrees. I'll have to plug it in. So, yeah, this dog back and forth. So take notice of the things that are in front of you and just experience life and quit worrying about things that are to come. Create that future on your own and just turn the page and live that life, whatever it brings you, and just enjoy it. I mean, what's the sense in getting upset and worrying and fretting about something when there's nothing you can do to change it? And why do you want to change it? Just embrace it. If you had great moments in the past, great experiences, great relationships, savor those. They're a part of you now. Just imagine, it's better to have loved and lost than to have never have loved at all. And think about that. As much pain that can come from that, because maybe you're not with that person, the fact that you were and had that experience, I mean, that's something that's a part of you and always will be. Imagine the people that never had that. So it's better to have it and experience the pain of losing it, but don't let it be painful. Allow it to be part of you and carry that forward and be appreciative and thankful that you had that moment and those moments. You know, it's important. It really is. All right. I'll get all emotional. I keep talking. But no, it's just embrace everything and just love everything and love life and love yourself. And that's the main thing. All right, look inward. You know, you got all this DNA stranded up, and it's got a lot of information on there. You know, terabytes of information. What are we not accessing? And what do we access temporarily? Start accessing it. You've got the code. It's already built into you. It's just kind of it's got a few bugs that need to be worked out. You know, we've got to access it. Got to hack into it. You got all the answers. You really do. I mean, and scientifically, that's pretty much proven. You know, we carry all kinds of information that's unused and untapped. So start tapping in, baby. Tap me harder, daddy. All right. Hope you have a wonderful day. I love you all. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. And just experience. And just be grateful and thankful for this world that we have and all the beauty that's in it. I mean, because there's beauty everywhere. You just got to see it. Don't be the dark. Let that light out. That spark of life. That spark of light that you are. Okay. Have a wonderful Wednesday.